for those of you who follow, nerd and pop culture stuff as I do, some of you guys might be familiar with the YouTube channel Geeks and Gamers. They were like one of the first YouTube channels to say that The Last Jedi was basically shit, and that social justice and the left had completely taken over Star Wars completely, which we know that that's true now, but they were one of the first ones to like call it out. And I wouldn't really even say that they're conservative either. They're just, it's not really even that they're right or left leaning. They're just anti political correctness, and they recognize Andrew Breitbart's whole concept of politics being downstream from pop culture. So they've called that type of stuff out on their channel before, over the past couple of years. So so apparently about a week or so ago, there was an article, or I want to even say like an article that was published by some blue hair blogger, claiming that that Geeks and Gamers was alt-right or something to that effect. They tried to say that like they were connected to Richard Spencer and whatnot, even though they weren't. So so apparently that article, that fake article on them, somehow got to Warner Brothers, and the other night, I guess there was a Geeks and Gamers was actually throwing like a charity stream of sorts, to fight suicide. They were doing like a suicide prevention fundraiser on their channel, and Zack Snyder, who is famous director, 300, Watchmen, and now the Snyder Cut, the Justice League movie. He went on the charity stream that they were doing, and apparently he got wind of this and of this article, and decided to cover his ass, just so that no one in the social justice community would feel upset. So here's a quick clip from that stream. I can pull it up here. Okay. Okay, so this is this was during a fundraising event for suicide prevention, and rather than come on and tell everyone thank you for all of the donations, thank you for being supportive, Zack Snyder, this guy in the bottom, very bottom lower right, for those of you who are watching this, this is what Zack Snyder had to say coming on immediately.
How you doing? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Listen, just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear.
So he said on the donation page for the website for the stream that the Geeks and Gamers logo was still on there, which apparently it wasn't supposed to be. But I think that's a separate issue. That's the issue between him and someone behind the scenes doing the website stuff. Here's where I think people conflated the two different statements into one because they didn't take into account this pause before he started going on to the statement about hate.
I want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events.
So between this statement and the last one, there's that pause in between where he says, and I also just want to say, in light of recent events, which is the statement that he was probably told to give by HBO or WB.
In light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message. And of course, as the father of Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate, and that's just what it's about.
So,
okay, now, the problem here, and this is kind of the story, right? So again, Geeks and Gamers is a YouTube channel that covers pop culture and has talked about kind of how the social justice kind of agenda has plagued comic book culture, nerd culture, and everything else for the past several years, right? But they don't really talk politics at all or say anything political. The only things that they've really said are pretty obvious things, that Gina Carano isn't a racist, and that she was unjustly fired by Lucasfilm, and also that the only reason why Star Wars chose to go with Rey and turn her into a Skywalker was because of the whole Mary Sue, the Force's feminist agenda that Star Wars has had, right? But they haven't really said anything like controversial or alt-right. And Shouting at Clouds in the chat earlier asked what is alt-right? Well, Shouting at Clouds, at this point, the alt-right seems to be anyone who doesn't agree with political correctness at all. That's just the way things are kind of going now, and it's it doesn't really mean anything to those of us who are informed. But basically, the alt-right, what that Zack Snyder did, whether this was intentional or not, is he basically conflated Geeks and Gamers, which is this which is just a YouTube channel that may have some conservative personalities on it, with the alt-right neo-Nazi movement. They were also, the Twitter mob has also said things like Geeks and Gamers harassed some I guess they were saying that they were harassing John Boyega or something, or no, it was Kelly Marie Tran, the chick who played the Asian pilot in the latest Star Wars trilogy of movies. I guess Rose, or whatever her character's name was. And they've tried to say that any criticism of Rey or any criticism of the Star Wars sequel trilogy is tantamount to racism or sexism or bigotry, right? And how stupid is that, folks? I mean, just because you point out the flaws in a movie does not a racist one make. So yeah, this is where we're at. Now we've been, YouTube channels are now even the Twitter mobs are coming after nerdy, YouTube channels. That's what's going on. And it is sad and it's unfortunate, but it's the way things are going. So you know, at at what point are you know